Welcome to the second installment on Trail Series on Adventure Terms and Phrases. We'll go a little bit further this time and have some fun. The term today is groundling. A groundling is anyone who sleeps on the ground, or at least anyone who chooses to do this on purpose. Being a groundling is similar to cowboy camping, and it's really only for travelers who take being in the wild to heart. Just be careful that when being a groundling, you don't entice small animals to join you in your sleeping bag. Having food or other smelly items in the bag with you is going to do just that, and it's not going to be very fun. Everybody knows the advantages of traveling light, especially when you have to carry everything on your back. But the Gramweenie is someone who's obsessed with reducing the weight of items they carry or wear. If you don't think that there's people that are serious about it, well, there's an app for that. So what's SOBO? It's not the god of the underworld from Ghostbusters. It's actually a term for something that is super ultra light. So when light won't do, and ultralight isn't in the cards, super ultralight is the way that serious backpackers will go. So if you're looking for lightweight backpacking gear, the term SOBO is the first priority. Keep in mind that SOBO items are usually pretty pricey. I'm sure you've heard of cards. These man-made rock towers are made to direct hikers in the correct direction as trail markers. They should be close enough to see the next one in heavy fog and high enough to see above fallen snow. Unfortunately, the general public likes to build these for fun or as a form of expression without understanding the actual meaning behind them. This confuses hikers and breaks the rules of leave no trace. If you don't need to build a cairn, don't. So just like the camel, drinking water when you can at a water source is a very good idea. You want to camel up, filling up as much as possible to include your internal. You won't know when the actual next source of water is you'll find, although it's highly recommended that you plan your route so as to take in as many drinking water sources as possible, and blue lining is a technique that's going to help. Scrambling is using your hands and feet to climb up rocks and boulders. This activity is actually where the initial design of internal frame backpacks came from. This is covered in a Trails video on backpack history. For me, scrambling isn't very fun, but some people do love it. Bonus miles are those extra miles where you end up hiking to resupply or to get back on the main trail when you made a wrong turn. Some people really enjoy bonus miles, like Blue Blazers, but in most cases, bonus miles aren't really a bonus at all. Circular trails are awesome when they're available. Sometimes you're going to have to hike from one end to another, which requires the consideration of how to get back once you've reached the end of the trail. For this, the shuttle hike is a method. To shuttle hike, you'll have to drop one car off at the end of the trail and leave one car at the beginning of the trail for a one-way hike. This, of course, requires two cars, but we're never going to advocate that you hike alone. If you don't shuttle, you're going to have to hitch a ride back to the trailhead. Blowouts are the worst. And we're not talking a diaper blowout, but those are pretty awful too. Blowouts are when the upper shoe delaminates from the sole. It's nothing that you're going to want on the trail, but if it does, you're going to need to repair the shoe, and you can use some duct tape or string to hold the sole and the shoe together temporarily. When you get back, you can use some shoe goop to repair the shoes in some cases, but it's probably time for a new pair of shoes. SOBO is a reference to southbound traveling on the trail. As an opposite, NOBO refers to northbound. Typically, these monikers are used when through hiking on longer trails such as the Pacific Crest Trail, Continental Divide, or the Appalachian Trail. Speaking the language of the outdoor culture is important. We want to thank you for watching the video. If you liked what you saw and learned something, like and subscribe so that you can get notified when new Trails videos publish. You can also follow us on Twitter, and if you're in the Indianapolis area, check out WTRLS.com for local workshops.